Hey, this is Jim McDonald. Welcome to episode 185 of the PowerCast. This episode is Amanda Bucci. Amanda Bucci is a bodybuilding.com athlete, and she was in October, and we held on to this episode because she talks about a couple of things, including a new website, which is just amandabucci.com, and a new podcast that she's hosting, and they did not release until this week, so held on to it for that reason. Another thing that I should address in the course of this episode, there was a cat in the ceiling above us, and we started hearing it about halfway through the show. We were not hallucinating. It was really there. People have asked me why Mark stopped wearing headphones, and this was kind of one of the reasons. We had a wire that failed between the audio box and his headphones, and so he wasn't hearing clearly. So he had stopped wearing them before I had a chance to replace it, but he hasn't started wearing them again because he was the one who could hear the cat in the room before the rest of us started trying to listen for it. So anyway, there was a cat, and it was a real cat, and it was retrieved a couple of days later, and as far as I know, it's fine now. Please like and share this episode and enjoy number 185 with Amanda Bucci. Support for this episode of the PowerCast comes from HowMuchYouBench.net, home of Mark Bell's Slingshot. Bench heavy with no pain with Mark Bell's Slingshot. Apparel for strong people at 8manstrong.com and bodybuilding.com. Bodybuilding.com is the world's largest fitness website and supplement store. Bodybuilding.com has free fitness plans for every level. Visit bodybuilding.com today to become your best self. Happy to welcome back Compex USA as a sponsor. Go to CompexUSA.com and check out all the great muscle stim products there. We have all used them. They are the best we've ever used. Use the code PowerCast at checkout to get 28% off of everything but the lowest price model. CompexUSA.com.
New update makes the phone.
These are
very laggy.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the nicer ones.
Yeah. Better? Can you turn me down a hair?
Turn down for what?
Recorded live at Super Training Gym.
Who are we here with today? Makes
perfect.
This
Yeah,
is
you were just up one click.
PowerCast.
I can squat for it.
Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
Why'd you do that? Deadlifting every day?
Yeah, Meg squats.
That's retarded.
I don't know.
She's going to have to change her name to Meg Deadlifts.
3 max effort deadlifts in 7 days.
I have never
Maybe just
seen...
make lifts.
Meg lifts,
Meg
not
lifts.
bad. Kind of sounds like
TM.
legless.
Credit me. Oh,
TM.
Circle C.
Oh, yeah.
C.
Fuck the TM.
Get the real... Yeah.
The real
Anyone
deal.
can TM anything.
Yeah.
You gotta get that Circle
true.
C.
You
Register-
TM
More
in the
legit.
DM.
Registered.
Anyone
trademark.
can DM anybody, too.
Yeah. Some people block it, right?
I don't
Can you
know
block
if you
it
can
on IG?
block. You can make it like, so you have to...
Cock block? Did you say
Approve.
cock block?
Instagram did this thing where now you have to tap the picture in order to see
You have
the
to tap
actual
that first.
picture, just in case you don't want to look at it.
But then you don't know.
Well, you can see it.
Oh, it's
before
like
you click
blurry.
on it. Yeah, it's a blur.
I've seen that. What?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a-
weird.
I
That's
feel-
supposed to protect
yeah.
us or intrigue us?
It does say on the thing it's supposed to protect you.
I feel like Bucci is the perfect example of weird shit that goes on in your DMs.
We can go through those for the power.
Yeah, I bet you have some crazy shit going on.
Yeah, a couple things.
Let's not go through all of them. It's going to be a reckoning. Bunch of guys going to get divorced probably.
Yeah, just
What
call
really
them
goes
out.
on the Instagram DMs?
Yeah, what really happens?
That'd be.
We
a
don't
good-
want to
That's
know.
actually pretty interesting.
That's a good video. You should do it. Just
I don't wanna
put
call
it-
people out,
No, you
though.
should. You should.
On your birthday. You can do it on your birthday.
Then anything's a go.
A year from now, next July.
And you'll be 17.
Plan for it. 16.
16.
Quinceañera. Oh, that's 15.
You're legal
Close.
somewhere. Barely legal somewhere else.
Almost lost everything. Anyway.
Depends where you are.
I don't know what's going on, but there's been so much spandex,
Yeah.
so many tight pants, and so many shorts around this gym.
That lady at Starbucks was like staring hard at you. Like when we all walked in, there was
at
about,
Smelly?
I'm famous.
there was about 5 of us in short shorts yesterday,
yeah,
all
yeah.
going to Starbucks
Daddy
to do the
pimp.
coffee run.
Yeah.
And then he walks in
Oh,
behind
here's
us.
Hugh Hefner.
This woman could not contain her open jaw. She was just like, what?
It's like, oh, that must be Dan Mazarian.
I think the
Exactly.
the manager there is a guy, but he knows Mark, I think. Shout out to Starbucks in West Sac.
Yeah.
I think he knows us, but probably not the girl. He was probably just impressed by
Marcus
his
used to go in
physique.
there, and the guy would say, "Do you want to get a grilled cheese for Mark?"
And I think one time how we figured it out too.
Now they don't have grilled cheese over there.
I think
Damn
Marcus
it.
went
I love
in
that grilled cheese.
Well, that
and
happened.
like didn't give a name,
yeah.
and then on his name of the coffee it said Filipino Thunder, which
Yeah.
is Marcus's Instagram. We're like, oh, you know us, you motherfucker.
You know
Yeah.
exactly who
Yeah.
we are.
He knows the whole squad.
That's pretty cool.
So what do we got going on here, Amanda? Where are you from? Give us some background. What's going on?
A little background. I am originally from Rhode Island, small state. We talked about it a little bit. Small state, so I'm from...
It is a state.
It is. It's not in New York. It's actually its,
It's its
own
own
state. People who don't know the East Coast,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, that's like New York or something, right? Not Long Island, Rhode Island. So I lived there my whole life until I was 21. And then I lived in California, moved there for 3 months for the summer with a friend. She convinced me to go, and I did not want to go at all. I pretty much just said, I don't have money. I don't have a job. How in the hell is that going to happen? And she convinced me to, like, we emailed a bunch of restaurants, and we were just like, hey, we're looking for a job. Anyone hiring? And we got a Skype interview with one restaurant. They were like, yeah, we'll give you a job when you get out here. We were like, all right, I guess we can.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess so.
Is that Meg Squats hustling around
Yeah, right?
Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah,
right?
that's what she said. She was
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what she said.
You're hustling.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, she's been a bartender before, too. So we.
Oh, that was Brooke Wells. Was Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah.
Brooke
Yeah,
Wells was
yeah.
Buffalo
She was like
Wild
really
Wings.
embarrassed about it.
Yeah, she's her sister put her. We had Brooke
Yeah,
Wells and her
she
twin
was gonna say
sister.
that. That's
on
when you
here.
were working at
And
Buffalo Wild
yeah,
Wings.
she's like,
Shut up.
Yeah.
That was funny. Did you do college or anything of that nature?
I did the college thing, yes. I graduated a year and a half ago, so May of 2015, and I graduated with my nursing degree at
Oh.
University of Rhode Island.
Oh.
So
I
stayed
did.
home, and so you're a nurse.
Not a nurse. no.
Kind of?
I
I
have
saw
the degree.
some nurses last night.
Did you?
Oh, he
I
went
went
to a
to a
Halloween party.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw your costume.
I became very
The
ill.
fattest skeleton ever. Oh, yes.
Help me, I'm feeling faint.
I'm not feeling so good right now.
The blood flow.
I was the fattest skeleton in the history of the world.
That was a good costume.
Yeah.
I think there's a Simpsons like picture and show where he's like a skeleton, he's fat.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
it's all over the internet.
It was weird. It
looks good, though.
It was weird jamming into that thing.
Solid costume.
Yeah.
What made you want to move to or travel to California instead of kind of do a nurse thing after you went to school?
Well, since I moved there that one summer and just did the waitressing thing, I never even anticipated how much I would actually fall in love with California. Like, I moved there, stayed there. All I did was waitress and go to the gym. I went to Gold's Gym Venice. All I had was a bike, and I biked from my apartment. I biked to the gym.
Something amazing about Gold's Gym Venice, though. It really, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. You know, there's so many people there. It's, I mean, I legitimately think there's like 30
Yeah.
or 40,000 members to the place. Not that everyone's there all the time at the same time, but there's just a lot of history there, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of energy inside that building.
Did you know some of that history when you're going out there? Did you watch like Pumping Iron or anything like that?
I honestly did not really follow bodybuilding until I got there, and I think it was like 2 months after me being there, and Dexter Jackson stopped me. He was like, "Who are you?" Because apparently, when you're not a regular there and you're just like kind of someone
Yeah.
new, everyone's like, "Who's this person?" And he was
Especially
like,
when it's a female.
"Exactly." And he was like, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like,
Sorry, no.
and then
Blade.
he pointed to his picture on the
The
wall, and I was like,
Blade.
"Oh, you must be important." So yeah,
That's amazing.
And then I started to like kind of read up more on bodybuilding and like
Yeah.
learn more about who people are and what the sport
He's
is
like,
like.
check out
and
my abs.
check it
The
out.
Blade, he's amazing. He was
Yeah.
one of my favorite bodybuilders ever.
Still kicking too.
Yeah,
He's
he's
going
still-
nuts. He
still
won the
crushing it.
Arnold this
Yeah,
year.
this past year.
He's going nuts. He was in our booth this year too. He won the Arnold, I think, Friday or Saturday, and then he's walking by maybe with Charles, and Mark's like, "Hey!" And then he came in there. He's banging out bench sets with a slingshot.
Yeah, he
Oh,
loves
it's
it.
pretty
Yeah,
sick.
it was cool. Maybe it was
Nice.
last year or 2 years ago, whatever.
Whenever we had a
Yeah,
bench in there
I think it
last
was
time.
2. So funny.
Cool stuff.
But yeah, a lot of weirdos in that gym too. Like that's the kind of gym you could walk in there. Well, not you, but somebody else probably could walk in there naked, and no one would even notice.
It would not be weird.
Not
at
It
all.
wouldn't be- yeah, a lot of people would notice that. But there's like
Characters.
dudes in these like crazy short shorts and like
Guys
People
straight
doing
out of
funny-
weird stuff.
funny
man.
weird clothes and working out
Straight
with
from the
sunglasses
70s.
on and working out
Yeah,
in
you
space
nailed it.
suits and,
And
shit. It's, like,
foreigners, a lot of foreigners.
So
like,
many foreigners.
because it is like the Mecca, so people want to go.
Especially like right before the Olympia happens, there's so many people in that gym. It's just
Me and
like
Mike
packed
are
all
so
day.
cheap. We always like fugitive our way in there. Like
Yeah.
we just we don't pay the whatever the hell it is, $20 to get in all the
We're
time.
here
Well,
to
all
see
you have to do
know.
is take a left and then pretend that you're buying
Shopping.
something. And
Crazy. I'm here to see Mr. Gold. Could we get in?
Mr. Gold.
You give them the little hey,
Hey.
Hey, Tommy. Hey.
Sup?
yeah, sup, and just keep on cruising
Yeah.
by.
But now that's my home gym, so
That's cool.
yeah, I live like 3 minutes from there and go there every day. I'm a regular. I'm respected slightly, I think.
Get your pump on.
I felt pretty regular a little while ago.
Yeah. 10
Yeah, right
minutes
before
ago.
we had a podcast. We had to back the
Here
podcast
it
up
is.
a little
Here
bit.
it is. How long did that take?
Because I
Yeah.
had to,
To pause the podcast.
Yeah. We had to back it up a little bit because I was
You,
not
'cause
backed
you
up.
were backed up? No.
No, not anymore.
No, I was not backed up.
You're good now.
How did you start lifting weights? And why do you lift weights?
I started lifting weights because I was not good at sports. So that's the thing that you do in high school. I started doing soccer when I was like in 2nd grade or something like that. And I wasn't like bad, but I went to a high school that had a really good soccer team. And I developed exercise-induced asthma in middle school. So by the time that I got to high school and we had to do a 2-mile run, I was the last person at tryouts doing the 2-mile run, and I skipped a lap. So I kind of knew that I had to get a little bit more like athletic after that. So my mom got me a personal trainer and enrolled me in this gym thing for kids. It was for high school kids where they taught us how to lift and how to do functional training and stuff like that. So that was like my first exposure to lifting.
Right.
And that was like bench, squat, dead, power clean or
Yeah,
something?
power clean.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty lucky. We talk to a lot of people come through here, obviously, and they talk about their first experience with lifting, and normally it's pretty dumb.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like you
oh,
just
yeah, I
kind
did-
of go in there and
I
you're
did like curls
Yeah.
and bench every day. And we're like, oh. But like to have and I was a little bit lucky too in that sense where my dad got me like a trainer and coach in like 8th grade, where you kind of get some structure and some like good instruction.
Yeah, my mom was always really active, and she was been in the gym for a while. And my grandpa actually used to be like a competitive powerlifter as well.
Oh,
So
that's sick.
she has been through that and like kind of knew she wanted to get me into that. So
That's really cool.
yeah, so I ended up just liking the gym more, and I kept
Any
doing
idea
that.
of Grandpa's numbers?
Ooh, no, I don't know. I should have asked
What's
him.
Grandpa's name?
Tom Lydon?
Let's look him up.
Should
Can look him up.
Let's see if we can find
That's
his numbers.
pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Do you remember like hearing any stories, or has it kind of just come up more recently that he powerlifts?
It's definitely more recent.
Yeah.
Beforehand, like I guess I've seen pictures and his trophies and stuff, but like it was never really an interest of mine up
Right.
until probably like a year ago or so, and then he started talking about it more.
Powerlifting's not or it is. It's very new. It's not that old.
Yeah.
So for like your grandpa was probably like the fucking trudging the way.
Yeah.
Trailblazer. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
LYDON?
Lydon.
Maybe type in powerlift, see what happens.
Never know what's going to pop up.
Never know.
Yeah.
So what do you do now for work?
Now work is essentially
Vintage
YouTube.
Muscle Magazine. Powerlifting USA.
Yeah.
Oh, you did the YouTubes?
Yeah, so I do the YouTubes.
So fitnessing is your job.
Yeah, like the quote unquote fitness thing, I guess, is my job now. I travel and I do workshops with a company called Pardomas. We do like fitness workshops. And I am a sponsored athlete with bodybuilding.com, with PE Science. I also work with like a few other companies like Icon Meals and stuff. So I do the fitness thing essentially.
Icon is so good.
Icon Meals.
Those popcorn.
Yeah, that popcorn is so good.
Have you had a brownie?
I haven't had a brownie yet.
Neither have we.
I had one.
No, he
Oh,
had
you
one.
did have one?
Mm-hmm.
He asked me earlier.
He was hyping him up at the
Yeah.
Olympia. He's like, "Oh, we'll send him to you." I was like, "I need."
I
a
wanted to
brownie."
save one for Mike, but I couldn't save
He ate it.
No,
he
yeah.
ate my brownie.
Every time I order the popcorn, it's gone in like a few
So good.
days.
Is that a picture? Does that look like Grandpa?
Yeah, we're Googling them
This
right
is
now.
way too recent of a picture if it's
Oh.
that like
No.
clear, you know?
He's
Yeah.
not still going.
No,
I'll text him. I'll ask him.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we might be finding a different.
Yeah.
Probably so.
There was that list though that you had going.
Yeah,
that
I'm
had
sure
like
you-
Ed Cohn and Mike Bridges going. No,
Yeah, I wasn't.
couldn't
on
find
so-
him.
He
no.
won like the Masters. I'm gonna text him and ask him.
that's so cool. We'll find out.
What?
Power Lifter Video Magazine. That's old. He'd be on that.
Where's this one here?
I think you have to buy it. It says it wants to sell a DVD.
Yeah, $29.95.
That's great.
It's a Chris Lydon though. That one you can see right there.
Damn it, Chris Lydon. Pumping workout, pumping and posing. 2661.
How do you turn YouTube into work? What's going on?
Yeah, so it's like kind of an interesting thing. People don't really understand. It's not that like, I mean, yeah, YouTube, you do get paid through ad revenue.
Right.
If you accumulate enough followers, views, likes, all that, the ads that go on YouTube videos pay out the person who has the
Right.
YouTube channel. So that's part of it. But like Instagram and stuff too, people are like always asking, do they just like pay you? And that's not really how it works. You use those social media platforms as a platform to either sell a product or sell a service. Right. So I did a lot of online coaching, and I also have an ebook that I wrote called The Everything Guide to Macro Tracking that is like a 55-page, really easy to read ebook explaining how to track your macros pretty much. And
Cool.
That's kind of like how I got started with coaching in the ebook. So
How'd you figure some of that out? You and I were talking, and you don't really know YouTube. Like, it's not like something you watched your whole life. You know, a lot of people understand that now, and I think a lot of people are hopping on this YouTube train because they're like,
For sure.
people are making that money, and all they're doing is talking to a camera.
yeah, they're like, oh, cool.
But it's a lot more to that, as you probably know by now. And like you said, the business side is a lot more, and the YouTube side is a lot more. It's not always easy to edit, film, get things up on schedule and time, make them entertaining.
Right.
Plus, there's a factor that we always talk about, podcasts and anything else, where you have to actually kind of have a gift. Not everybody could do YouTube. Sorry, guys. Like,
no, for sure.
And not everyone's going to want to follow you on Instagram and watch what you do and follow your life.
There are famous people who have YouTube that have nothing at all.
They don't do anything with it.
Matthew McConaughey.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be so funny. But then on the opposite, Brian Wilson, he was a pitcher for the Giants for a while.
Right.
He did like a YouTube series, and it was fucking hilarious.
Really?
He's like talking to himself in his apartment in San Francisco, going nuts. And
He's the guy who told Smokey as a starter
we
kit.
met him. And
Yeah,
he's a little bit out
Starter
of his
kit for a
mind, you
beard.
know. So he's like saying just funny shit. We should get him on here.
That'd be amazing.
He's saying like funny shit. And, you know, he's just a little quirky. He was like, he had a mohawk. He used to dye his beard. You know, he's a little
Right.
quirky. So it's funny to watch him on the internet. But yeah, you're right. Like, even a celebrity like George Clooney probably couldn't do one, you know, because it's not
Right.
acting. It's like
Well, you kind of have to like, they have so if you're an actor, you get a script and it's all set up for you, and they produce it for you and they edit. But when you're doing it yourself and you're editing yourself, you kind of have to create your own script and create your own production pretty much. Like, I edit myself. I figure out what the idea for the video is going to be about, and like, of course, people find you interesting, so that's why they keep watching you, but you still have to make the entire video entertaining. Like, if you don't edit it correctly, if you don't kind of
100%.
like figure it out how to set up the video, whatever you're doing, in the right way to make it entertaining the whole time, people aren't going to keep watching.
Agreed.
Are you pulling up the Matthew McConaughey YouTube video?
That's great.
It was
He has a
it was
YouTube
vlogging
channel?
out.
a couple
He
of
has a
months ago. It was
vlog?
nothing.
What?
A couple of months ago, it was nothing
But
at
even
all.
still, in the
That's
scheme of things, you know,
funny.
it's got 200,000 views. In like YouTube terms, that's not much.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like some bigger YouTube channels crush that.
He's
The
got
Rock's been killing it.
Yeah.
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 He's a cool guy.
Yeah, The Rock's been like way into it. He's been pumping it up.
I saw The Rock at Gold's Gym. It was probably the first month that I was there,
Yeah.
and I was still kind of like in the like California is this
Yeah.
like like fantasy land type
Yeah, like,
deal,
What the hell's going on?
and I was like, is that The Rock? Oh my god! I was like, he was like the hardest worker in the gym, and I haven't seen him there since. But
Yeah.
He's
it's like
probably
that was
travels.
cool.
I think they're somewhere.
He's
Obviously
huge,
doing
too.
Jumanji, so they might be in like New Zealand or some shit. Who knows where they are? You know,
Yeah.
Jumanji will be so good. Kevin Hart, Rock, and Jack Black. Amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's cool to see.
Hell yeah.
You know, The Rock uses social media so well. You know,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah. Him and Kevin Hart on
Yeah.
celebrity status crush it.
yeah. I mean, there's other celebrities that have it, but they don't seem like maybe they don't operate it themselves all that often, or they're not that involved. But he's giving you like insight into new
Yeah.
projects and different things he has going on.
I
and-
think that's the secret of YouTube. If there
Yeah.
was a secret, is like make people feel that they're seeing something maybe they shouldn't, or make them feel that they're part of your life. You know, when they wouldn't be, and then hopefully they like you, and that's where it goes. And
Actually, connecting to people is huge.
Yeah,
Being
and that-
relatable, connecting to people, like having them feel like they're part of your life.
yeah, and then The Rock does that on such a level that he was the highest paid actor in the world. And it's not because he's the best actor in the world.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
it's because of these other factors.
Although he's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. What movie did I
He's-
just see that he was good? Central Intelligence.
Yeah.
It was like his best acting job, I think, ever.
I think you also find like what you're good at. You know, like he may have been good at like comedy type stuff from the beginning, but maybe he didn't try it as much.
Yeah. Or didn't
You
have
know, and
confidence
your
or what.
timing, and like it's got to be really hard. I've seen professional actors, guys who have been doing it for 20, 30 years. They'll have somebody read a line, and they'll read the line to the person on how it should be read, and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Even when
Yeah.
we were shooting
You're
that,
like, what the fuck
Yeah, even
Like,
when
it's
we were
such
shooting
a
that little
next
stuff,
level.
a lot of like directors and stuff do that.
Yeah.
We were shooting with whoever that guy was at one time, Chris's friend.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's like feeding me and you stuff, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said it with like emotion
Oh,
at
yeah,
least.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like that's part of their job
Yeah.
because they're around it all the time.
Right.
Like,
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, when they start reading those lines, they're fucking amazing. So how long did it take you to like kind of build up your YouTube channel?
So for me, I started YouTube because, like Mike said, I'd never watched YouTube before I started doing YouTube. I just wasn't one of those people that like watched YouTube videos and like was in on who was big and stuff.
Yeah.
I started because I was using Instagram primarily, and I was like doing bikini competitions, and I wanted to get information out there in a better way. And I saw a friend making YouTube videos. I was like, oh, that's a smart idea. Like maybe I'll just record myself and like put out information that way. And then I wasn't.
Have you always been pretty personable? Like you seem like you don't have a problem talking to people.
Yeah, definitely. I waitress for a while, so that definitely helped. I'm kind of like an introvert in a sort of way, but I'm a good people person. Like I like talking with people and like hearing their stories.
You
so
like doing your own shit though too.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So that was primarily the reason that I wanted to start YouTube. So I was putting information out there. I was doing a lot of like topic talks and stuff. And then I ended up meeting, BroScience, Don Mazzetti.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I met him, and
What a stud. I love that guy.
He's a nice guy. I'm really good friends with his girlfriend, and I met him, and like he lives probably 10 minutes from me or so, and I was like asking him about what he does. I was like, oh, like YouTube is like a real, like I literally had no clue. So I started
his
to
life.
get more consistent with it,
and he's very successful at it.
Yeah, no, he's great. He writes all of his own stuff.
Yeah, he's smart as shit.
He's super smart. And I realized that it was kind of a big thing, so I started to get more consistent with it. And over the last probably like 6 months or so, it kind of shot up really quickly. So I was just really consistent. I was posting videos like 4 or 5 times a week during my prep and stuff. So that was like the biggest reason that I grew my channel, I guess, and collaborating with people that my audiences might have been different. So
And you're at Barbell Brigade, so that's gotta help.
that helped. I've been in a few of their videos and stuff, so that totally helped. And just living in Los Angeles, like I knew when I moved that there was a reason that I wanted to be there, and I didn't know exactly what it was. Like there wasn't a clear picture in my mind what the purpose of me being in LA was, but just being there, so many opportunities have come.
Meeting people.
At Gold's Gym, hypothetically, you're not supposed to record in there, correct?
She has it. She's got the rules breakdown.
I am, I've talked to the managers and stuff.
Oh,
so
there you go, there
I'm
you go.
kind of a approved photographer now.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that like a lot of times your camera's on the floor, so I was
Right.
kind of wondering, like, I wonder if she just sticks it on the floor, so it's like less conspicuous.
Yeah, I guess unless I've like gotten approval and I have like the little photographer pass thing, because now they make it kind of strict because the members are iffy about being in the background of videos. I don't like to like
Right. I
bring
got
the
you.
tripod and like make it a production
You use
looking
like a
thing.
GoPro or something, or
I have a smaller tripod, but I lost a little connector piece that goes on the camera, so sometimes the camera's on the ground.
Yeah.
It just happens. Sometimes I'll just use like
It
a
works.
box or whatever works.
it works.
Yeah.
I noticed like in a lot of the videos that you do too, like a lot of them are you do like a voiceover, and then one video I watched I thought was really cool.
You watch the videos.
You're eating like ice cream. Well, I got to study up a little bit too, you know. But yeah, I've watched some of your stuff before. Mike informs me of all this stuff. I don't know what's going on.
I'm the scout.
I'm getting too old. I'm out of the game.
I'm starting to get too old. I need to hire a young gun to come in here.
I know. We don't know what's going on.
We'll hire
basically.
you. You could be our new scout.
Okay.
But in
I'll
one
be
of
the
the videos, a company sent you ice cream, and you
That wasn't
you
the
try
worst thing.
yeah.
My
and
life
you,
sucks.
You tried out the
Got sent
flavors,
some
but
ice
what I
cream.
thought was cool is like you're like, oh, here's this video, here's what I'm going to show you. This is me working out. I'm doing box jumps. I'm doing this stuff. Like I want to be athletic. I want to stay in shape. I want to be strong. Da 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 da. Rest of the video is going to be me eating ice cream. If you don't care to see that, see you later.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool.
let people
because-
know.
Honest.
Well, I thought it was cool because like then you're not really like pushing something, you're not
Right.
pushing something hard on people, and they got the choice. They heard what you said,
For sure.
and they got the info, and they can skate on out of there if they wanted to and
Yeah.
move on to something else.
I like reading the comments too and like knowing who my audience is. And there's plenty of people that follow the channel that live in different countries
be
that
trying to
don't
sell
even
me
get that
shit.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Like they can't. They just don't sell it in
forgot
whatever
what it was
country that
called.
they're
What
in.
was
Halo
it?
Top.
Halo Top.
Halo Top. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one's the best?
The red velvet is so
Really?
I just eat like
Yeah, I'm
birthday
not-
cake all the time because I can't find the new ones.
Really?
Halo Top, if you're listening, me and Mark
Send-
and Jim would love
It's
the
pretty damn good.
You know
peanut
what?
butter one.
I'll give you the contact. The peanut butter one's good. The red velvet.
And what's
I'm
the other
not
one?
like a red
Cookie
velvet-
dough?
Yeah, that one's bomb.
we need
Cookie was my
a
favorite.
full fridge of cookie dough sent to Sacramento,
We
please.
do.
Halo Top. I'll give you the contact.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. No. But there's plenty of people that can't get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sure
like-
Europe and stuff because
I,
I don't think the company's that big yet.
Yeah.
One thing I liked about it is that I didn't feel like I had to eat the whole thing. You know, like if I get Ben and Jerry's,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
stopping. I'm
Yeah.
fucking throwing
Right.
away the lid, and
Goodbye.
that pint is fucking done.
Yeah.
But this, I ate like half of it. It tasted good. It got the point across.
Texture
Like, hey,
is
just
good
need some
enough.
ice cream. Need something cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need something sweet, and then you're done.
Their main thing, I think, is like the flavor's pretty good and the texture is good enough. Like we love
It's good
ice cream. We
enough.
talk right.
Right.
It's
It's, like, good-
not Ben and Jerry's.
It's still like diet food, but it's good enough.
right, and
to
like
get the point across.
right, kind of like froyo, kind of the same. Like ice cream is better than froyo, but
Obviously.
froyo gets it done.
Yeah.
Gelato is better than
I have a
everything.
trivia.
Gelato's really Gelato's
That's
really
the
good.
real stuff.
I have a trivia question for you.
Oh boy.
So you do voiceover videos, correct?
Sure.
Do you know who invented that for fitness?
No.
We started doing it in 2007.
They,
Damn.
Yeah.
they-
Yeah.
before videos were around.
Before
OGs.
videos were around, we did voiceover videos.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're the ones. Nobody ever did it for lifting before us.
Really?
Yeah, kind of weird.
That's interesting.
I know.
So you pioneered.
Pioneers. Now look, everybody's copying our shit. You owe me 73 cents the way I see it.
Some of my ad revenue goes to you.
That's right.
How did
pretty
we
cool.
how did we not like lock that shit down a long time ago?
Yeah,
what
right?
happened?
We should have. We should have
What
done
happened?
something.
We thought nobody would ever follow us.
Got that
Silly-
creative mind.
silly
That's
us.
right.
He's inventing stuff.
Have you? That's right. Have you competed in a powerlifting meet before?
Never. I have not competed in a powerlifting meet. I've done 7 bikini competitions.
Dang, how many years or how many seasons is that?
3. Yeah. So I did 2 this year, 3 last year, and then previously I did like 1 each season or whatever.
Mike's had his eye on bikini for a long time.
I know, we've
I
discussed
think next
this. He's
season
so
will be my
interested
first.
in
Yeah, my glute spread's pretty good.
Your glute spread?
Isn't that what you do?
Rear.
Rear
Yeah.
glute spread, right?
Yeah, it's a pose.
You don't do that? I thought it was like
It's-
lat spread for guys and glute spread for girls.
Glute spread sounds so.
It sounds
Sounded like something I'd put on
Oh.
bread.
Glute spread
Glute
sandwich.
spread on the sandwich.
Yeah.
What's the
Glute spread
pose?
and
What's
jelly?
the official name?
Back pose, technically.
Then why are you like spreading like that?
I mean, you're not really supposed to. You're actually supposed to stand pretty straight up.
Oh, but the spreads for the likes and the straight ups for the winning.
Yeah, kind of popping,
Yeah.
popping the butt out, kind of.
It's really just arching your back as hard as you can until it hurts. It's
I
like the
saw-
opposite of powerlifting.
I saw like one of the memes that said like, "What are they judging now?" Like, and it's just all just
It's a good point.
Kinda
it's
crotches from the
very
back, you know?
sexualized, Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's
Bikini a lot
an
more
interesting sport.
sexualized than figure.
Yes,
Or am I
the
way
way
off?
that the poses are. Well,
Gotcha.
it's more, like it's more like sexy and feminine, I guess, and figure is pretty like cut and dry. These are the poses,
Yeah.
and bikini is more like you can have your own little twang to it.
Yeah, talk about powerlifting being new, like probably 100 years or whatever, less, a little 80 years.
Yeah.
Bikini's new. Yeah, like
Yeah,
the first
it's a
Bikini
super
Olympia
fad.
was 2010, I think the first
I
Bikini
think so,
Olympia,
too,
something
like-
of that nature. And
yeah.
it was actually our boy Raymond Corrido's lady.
Oh yeah. Sonia.
Gonzalez, maybe
She's
was her name
super
then? Maybe
nice.
I'm way fucked up.
I met her
Yeah.
at his gym.
Very
a
nice.
few
So I
months
think
back.
she was the first Miss Bikini ever,
She
Olympia.
was, yeah.
So we're talking 6 years. The
It's
sport's
weird though,
been
because
around.
bikini competitions have been around forever, but then this style of bikini competition is different.
It was on the
Right.
beach with Bud Light.
right.
Like I remember watching
It's
MTV
like Donald
Spring
Trump.
Break.
He's got like those pageants
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Right,
they have
right.
Bikini competitions
Right.
and stuff like that.
But now
it's-
with some muscles.
But now it's like
Now
what,
with
run by
a little bit of muscles, not too. There's a funny meme that's like bikini competitions where they want you to have some muscle but not too much, and they want you to be lean but not too lean.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
They
very
Work
subjective.
out, but not too hard.
they want
but
you to
not
have
too
a,
hard,
a little fluff in the
but
right
not
spots.
too much.
From us interviewing some, figure and bikini girls, our homegirl Katie Ann and Lauren
Mm-hmm.
Conlon and some others, what we gather is that a lot of that's genetic. Like you kind of train like a figure girl might. It's just you can't
All the
maybe
training is pretty much the same.
you just
to be
can't put on the
completely honest.
mass maybe some of these other girls can.
Can't as in like you still try, but to a certain. I mean,
Right.
Like I still train the same way. Obviously, muscle building is the time frame for everybody's
yeah.
different. So I guess, I mean, putting on a certain amount of muscle for figure might come faster to some people, but it's more just time.
Yeah.
Time and attention, years.
Yeah,
you
you're
know.
still pretty young.
Yeah.
We made a 17-year-old
23.
joke, but yeah.
23.
Are you going to compete?
In powerlifting?
Yeah, you thinking about doing it?
Yes, I am. Very interested. Mike and I were talking about a meet potentially in January, which would be a good time. I just finished bikini prep about a month and a half ago now, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I took a little bit of a break, got back into training in a training cycle, powerlifting training cycle. My coach has me doing a little bit higher volume stuff right now, and then we're going to move into like lower reps as we get closer to the meet and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. I was getting really strong this past off season and then a little bit into my prep as well. My max squat is 235. Max deadlift was 260. I wasn't benching because I was a bikini competitor. I didn't really need to bench. But
they don't care about your pecs.
They don't care about the pecs. No, they don't. But after I got in a car accident, actually, I broke my wrist, so I could not use a barbell for quite some time. So.
I actually think the Rose were here when that happened. Because Steph told me.
Oh, really?
She saw it on your Snapchat or something, and Steph's like, "Oh, Bucci just broke her wrist." I was like, "What?"
That was a really good podcast. I liked listening to them.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're really
fun
good.
peeps.
Great.
Yeah, they're good people. Good peeps.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you're going to do a powerlifting meet. What do you like about bikini competitions? Like, what kind of drew you to that in the first place?
And the first time I did a bikini competition, I pretty much just wanted to do it because I figured it would make me look better. Like, I was in that point where I really liked lifting, but I never was serious about the nutrition aspect of it, and that's like pretty much the biggest part to getting lean. You have to,
put your ass on the line, basically.
Pretty much.
Literally.
I was like, oh, I'll look so much better if I do that. And I did my first one, and I got like kind of addicted to the process of getting leaner and then bulking up a little bit and getting some muscle and cutting back down and stuff. And
did that happen from being at Gold's Gym? Was that kind of part of the process?
It definitely enhanced my enjoyment for the process because a lot of other people around me were doing it. But I started doing competitions when I was in college, and nobody else was doing it. It was just me. Like, I lived in a house with 5 other girls, none of whom did any fitness anything ever. So I did preps on my own because I just really liked the actual process.
Did you have a coach, or you just do it? How'd you get into that?
I originally did it without a coach. My first 3 or 4 shows, I just coached myself. If I didn't know the answer to something, I would literally just look on the internet. And it's hard to decipher what's smart and what's not smart, but it was like a trial and error. I listened to a lot of like Lane Norton videos.
Yeah, I was going to say, who did you follow and what did you learn?
Yeah, pretty much like just him because he
Another
has a lot of
good podcast
content.
of ours.
Yeah.
Having Lane on, really smart, really fun.
If you're going to listen to just one guy, he's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, he's a good start.
Yeah, he was a pretty good choice. Obviously, like, I branched out and listened to a lot of other stuff since then, but learning like the basics was pretty much from that and trial and error with myself. And again, if I didn't know the answer to something, I would like look it up and look to other people who were doing what I wanted to do. And then I ended up getting a coach 2 years ago. His name is William Grazione, and I got him because I emailed Lane about coaching. Lane's a pretty expensive guy, so he recommended Will. Yeah, he's busy, he's expensive, which he should be, but he recommended my coach, and he's been great since then.
Yeah, actually, he told us that he does that because he gets lots of requests, and he just
sure.
You know, he said it's good to have people that I know are going to do a good job with clients that I can just recommend.
Or a better fit.
Or better fit, yeah.
That's cool to hear that you did research and kind of found good stuff because we talk about it, even my generation, which we're the same generation. I'm just a little bit older than you, like 5 years. When I started looking up shit, it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing, and I would Google.
Of bullshit out there.
Yeah. But like, it's cool because our goal at this whole table, you included, is to put out content that helps and put out content that's entertaining, and that is correct or actually leads you in the right way.
Not so much correct for us, but
yeah,
but go on. Not to shit on your point,
not politically correct, but correct. And so when I was looking up shit in, like, I guess 05, 06, 07, it was, I feel like 80% of it was horseshit.
Mounds of bullshit.
Yeah. It was the,
I'm a why person though. Like, if I like.
Yeah.
It's one thing to read things, but it's like another thing to understand it. Like, I went to nursing school. I'm a science-based person. Like, if I can't break it down and understand it in my head, I need to figure that out. Yeah.
It's weird too. On the flip side of that, a few years before that, the information was great. A lot of the stuff that Jim and I would look up. But, I remember. Yeah. I remember like every Friday, like T-Nation would put stuff up.
That was the deal.
Yeah.
And I would print like 3 or 4 articles from there every single time. Started to learn certain authors. I'm like, this guy's got some great content.
Right.
And boom, I'd print it out,
I got to T-Nation fairly early in my career and started learning from, quote unquote, like more real coaches. Jim Wendler and some people wrote for that. But I think the issue with T-Nation is you guys maybe knew people in person that wrote for it or knew people in person that already read it. Because when you just Google in 06, get fast, get strong, get big, I didn't get to T Nation.
Right.
You know, T Nation was
Right.
even hard to find for years until I found something that found something that found
also-
Jim Wendler,
yeah.
and then I found T Nation.
I mean, I was very nerdy too, like even to the point where we were on like threads.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
like you
I started doing all that.
learn a lot of information on there, and then even people that take anabolic steroids,
Yeah.
they're searching for other people that are similar.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do I do with this stuff? Oh, I got this. Is this fake? People post pictures, and people post all
Yeah.
they share all kinds of
Forums.
information, and you're like, wow, I can find out all this. And then obviously there was tons of great training information as well, which was really cool. And then you'd start to find different coaches and different people, and you'd stumble upon some really great information. And now there's a lot of good information too. It's just really spread out, and it's kind of
Right.
hard to figure out, like, where do I go for this?
Well,
or
because
that?
there's so many more people producing content now. Not everybody's qualified.
Yeah,
know?
that's so true.
It's just kind of all over the map. But people are learning so much faster, with the internet
Yeah.
and everything.
People want things quickly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's accelerated learning, and so people, even somebody like yourself who's only been doing something maybe for a few years, just because you jump from bikini to powerlifting doesn't mean that you don't know anything about powerlifting. You
Right.
could have an excellent coach who's teaching you everything.
Right.
You come here, you go to other gyms, you have Barbell Brigade.
Yeah.
You're absorbing that information all the time, so no longer does somebody have to really grind it out for 10 years. They might do it for 5 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
They might travel a little bit, and they might get some more experience that way.
Yeah, I think you dove in quick too. Like we joked about your age, but you
Yeah.
competed for 3 years, and it seems like you're super open to learning. When we just happened to be at Barbell Brigade at the same time, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Mike, you want to check out
I
my
was
bench
like,
and make sure? I was like,
"Please
yeah.
Let me know.
What a
if I'm-
coincidence. You sure she wasn't stalking you?
Yeah, it was a little weird. She was taking pictures of me when I was warming up and stuff,
Isn't
but
that weird? You're just walking across
I don't
the
know
gym
why
and there's
girls
an
do
app.
Silent
that to
mic
me.
folder in my phone.
weird. But a lot of girls or guys aren't into that. Like, no,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, bro.
Well, no, I think it's really important to be really open to learning from people who are already really good at what they do, and that's something that I'm interested in. Like, if you're not open to learning and you always think that you know everything, you're never going to learn anything new.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of the things I always appreciate about CrossFit is that they go to different gyms and work out different places
Yeah.
with different people on looking at them and commenting and
Especially the
learning
high level
different-
guys.
Yeah.
CrossFit gets such a bad rap, especially in the internet
Yeah.
world. But all that, I guess what we connected most with are the high level CrossFitters. So it's a little hard to say. But we've dealt with some.
I think CrossFit's super impressive unless you're doing it incorrectly,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
injury prone. But
Yeah, and the top people come to us like, hey, I want to squat and deadlift, and they come here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they want to learn how to weightlift. They go to maybe our friend Max Saeda or some of these other high-level weightlifting. Like, CrossFitters aren't dumb.
Right.
Like, they want to go to the best and learn from the best. And it's maybe the middle range, which we talk shit on the middle range of powerlifters, too.
Right.
They're the one causing drama. And probably, I'd imagine Bikini's the same.
Yeah.
It's not the girls at the top. They're all cool. They understand it.
Right.
The girls in the middle, like, they think they're the shit, and they're talking shit on these other girls.
I think that's just
Nailed
true
it right
of
there.
everything.
Yeah, it's so sad.
The people, the more you want to be, the less likely you are to be chill.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
wannabes that are being all catty. How's some of that in Bikini now that you've done 3 seasons? Have you made any enemies?
honestly, not really. Like, every time I go to a show, I view it as like an opportunity to make new friends. Like,
That's not what we
obviously,
We heard a lot of bad stuff.
what'd you hear? What'd you hear? Let me know. Spit it out.
Oh, yeah.
No, no, I always like viewed it as an opportunity to make new friends, and obviously there's plenty of people that like aren't super friendly and they're
Yeah.
just really serious, and there's gonna be that in like any kind of sport that you do.
Yeah,
There's always
true.
gonna be the really serious people that aren't willing to make friends, and then there's gonna be like people like me who I'm not a super competitive person. Like, within myself I am, but with other people I'm not like angry at them for also doing the same thing that I'm doing. But I'm always
You
like
chose
really,
my sport? Fuck you.
damn you, why are you here?
Bikini's kind of like that. It seems weird. Like, it shouldn't be competitive at all to me because the day I see you, if Mark's my competition, the work is done. Like, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like I could
The
fuck with
day
him.
of, it's done.
Right. It's like, even powerlifting's a little bit like that. Like, he's either going to out deadlift me because he's stronger or trained better than me, or he's not. Where, like,
you're
basketball,
aware.
soccer, things are a little different. Like,
For sure.
I may have some tricks, or I may, have a good day today, and you may not. And that does happen in powerlifting.
Right.
But bikini or bodybuilding, physique, any of it seems weird. Like, why would we hate each other? Like,
Yeah, just encourage each other. I mean, if I get there and I see someone that's probably going to beat me, again,
Yeah,
it's
you
very
can't change
subjective,
that.
but I'm just like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
you can't change anything. You can't
Yeah.
change yourself the day of, and you can't change them the day of.
Yeah, you can't, like, at that point, it's just like a fun day. Enjoy yourself. You get to eat later. It's fucking great. Finally, you get to eat food.
Don't
a
hate,
thing, too.
appreciate, right?
That's why I like
That's what they say.
powerlifting. You just get to eat food all
Yeah,
the
the
time.
rear glute spread. I can't believe that's not
You
the
called it
official
something
term.
else again, the rear glute.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's official.
They're going to call it that from now on.
I hope so.
The rear glute
Let's see what the
spread.
internet has to say.
Just type in rear glute spread. I bet
Please
you some
don't Google
bikini. Take the safe search off.
I think some of the bodybuilders are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it comes up.
Just to make
True.
money. Rear glute spread.
Oh, that's a
Oh, maybe it's a bodybuilder thing?
Well,
yeah,
lat
the,
spread.
I mean, the,
Lat spread.
for a professional. Hey, that's Gold's Gym. I'm pretty sure the third picture.
The background?
This one?
That's definitely Gold's Gym.
Who is that?
That's Gold's Gym.
Anybody know who that is?
No
He's pretty
idea who that
fucking
is.
that
shredded.
might be Gold's Gym. The stairs, like, right?
Yeah. No, that's Gold's.
I trained there for a long time, for about 10 years.
That guy is shredded.
Pretty cool.
I'll look like that
That
one
guy
day,
is
yeah.
jacked.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Yeah, he is pretty jacked.
You're going to do a bodybuilding show, aren't you?
Maybe. I said on this podcast that I was, so I guess I
So
have
now
to
you have to.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Who inspires you in fitness?
Who inspires me in
You
fitness?
can say more than one person.
I mean, there's plenty of people that inspire me in fitness just based off of like how successful they are. Like talking with Ashley yesterday, she's done so much in the industry, and she's just like a super cool person. And hearing that
There's a lot of shit going on.
yeah,
She's doing a lot of stuff at
yeah,
one time.
no, it's like motivating though.
Yeah.
It's
And then
pretty
with
cool.
3 kids and stuff too.
Casually runs 280 miles one.
Yeah.
What?
What's kind of cool about Ashley is true that she took whatever she does and she doesn't just do fitness.
No, I know.
You know, like
That's
she has a
what's-
coffee place. Like I think
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, she has a coffee place. She has a gym, clothing line, supplement line. She's super athletic, super strong, super lean, super nice. Like she's just,
Yeah.
she's super inspiring. Can I say super one more time? Super trainer gym. Yeah, so definitely her. Because I watched Lane and he's like who I learned a lot from. Like, I definitely look up to him as well. Again, he's a jack of all trades. He does
Smarty
so many
pants.
different things. Super
He's a
smart,
doctor.
super nerdy. Yeah.
It's a goddamn doctor.
Yeah.
People gripe about him online. I love that guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he stirs up a lot of controversy on Twitter. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
He
like-
does get in a fight.
But he's so different in
Gets in
person.
fights.
Yeah.
And that's why I think part of our podcast did well, and it was one of my favorite podcasts because you see a different side of him.
Yeah.
You know, like he's joking around with us. We're talking
Yeah.
about like porn, and we're talking about like normal human stuff.
It
We're on
was
Twitter.
like space porn, right?
Yeah, Space
Space
Blooge or
porn,
somebody.
yeah.
something
The last
Yeah.
one that he was
Where,
on.
how did that
We're
conversation
talking about
get
cum shots
stirred?
floating around.
I've
the
had, Facebook has
Yeah.
kind of turned into a piece of shit, and like Facebook's all random articles of friends that I don't even know anymore sharing articles.
Pornhub
Sharing
sending.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, all that.
Or
And so I
Pornhub.
saw an
Yeah.
article that Pornhub was doing their first outer space porn. Just let your mind wander.
Making moves, man.
Yeah, we were like,
21st
what?
century.
And Lane, it was his favorite.
He loved
topic.
it. He was
yeah.
he was crying, laughing.
That's
He was.
hysterical.
Yeah, it was funny.
We've
pretty-
done 4 episodes with him too.
He's- yeah,
so.
we'll get more. I think
Wonder
he's
how
coming
much
out
they
here.
get paid for that.
Space,
Space
porn.
porn?
Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine the budget behind that. They got to get a fucking shuttle.
Gotta
up
go
there.
to NASA and
Yeah,
shit.
You're saying
probably.
We're involved in the wrong thing, the wrong stuff.
Well, it must be
A
like
lot more
really
money.
highly high demand for that. I guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
high production.
I think. Why wouldn't they just do a green screen? They're real serious about it. They want the.
we're
fucking-
on Mars.
Yeah, I mean, making it realistic is important
Yeah,
to people.
they're
though.
serious.
Yeah, they want to get the actual floating around. part down.
Floating juices. I think that's what set Lane
Don't
off.
you
He
have
was
to
like
wear
crying in the
a
corner.
space suit though?
I think
Would
they
it be
click
like
a switch and
inside the?
Oh
the-
yeah, do they
the
have like
space
a? Are you
thing?
talking about like their suit have a wiener tube or attachment or something?
you don't have
Or
to
like
wear
an
a
opening?
If it's pressurized, you don't need a suit.
Yeah, but you need.
They're not like out in.
They're not out, but they're.
I think you need
in
both,
the
right? You need
space
both
shuttle.
scenes.
You need
Porn
to get-
isn't
yeah.
5 minutes; it's
Yeah,
a
you
half
get a
hour.
couple shots.
Yeah,
Like one person gets kicked out of the
right. And then
out of
someone
the
else goes
rocket or
save
whatever.
them.
And then they go wandering off on their own. They're all mad.
Gravity
right?
was kind of a good and terrible movie at the same time.
And then they run into an alien. Right?
And then something happens,
And
right?
then the threesome
Interracial.
happens, and yeah.
That kind of happened
interracial.
in Avatar.
yeah.
There's some
Yeah, I
aliens
just don't.
fucking.
I don't want to think about money shots and weightless.
That's- yeah.
environments. That's just what not.
Maybe if
something
they
I
made
wanna
it 3D,
think
we could
about.
really get into this thing.
Get the glasses and shit.
See?
Just picture an alien like in a French maid outfit. How
be
hot
great.
that would be.
I'm in.
Just like put that in my head.
Yeah, see?
Whatever you're into, man.
Not bad, right?
Whatever you want.
Not bad.
There's a genre for everybody.
That's right.
There's hot aliens somewhere.
Yeah, a lot of weird shit out there, that's for sure.
Well, they made a lot of blue sex toys after
Avatar, I'm
Avatar.
sure.
I
A
bet.
lot.
What are the other
and
ones?
organic
People
ones.
like that anime. And
Yeah, and
whatnot.
furries. People run around in dog suits fucking each other. Smokey You met Smokey. Smokey used to work on a train, and so he would work on a commuter train from kind of our area more towards San Francisco. And he would ride the train in the morning and then get like time off and then ride it back because it was a commuter train. And the time off, his company would give him a room at the hotel so he could sleep or eat whatever he needs to do. Yeah. And so then conventions, it was right next to the convention center. So he would see the conventions come in all the time. And he told me about a bunch of furry conventions, and he'd be like in the lobby of this hotel, and everyone's in fucking like dog and cow suits walking around this place. I'm like, dude, that is so weird. And they're probably just.
Did he figure out what it was for?
He's a pervert. He knew it was furries right away. Oh. And so they're just people wearing animal costumes fucking each other all weekend, I guess. I think that's what furries do, right?
Meet up at the convention, all in the same spot. That's
and then
exciting.
just fuck, meet and fuck.
Yeah, I wonder what's the most popular, like a poodle or something like that.
I don't know, but
yeah, right.
The only reason,
like abominable snowman or something, people are probably terrified.
Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Chewbacca's good.
I gotta go to incognito before I type furries in, so I don't have every furry thing
emailing you. Yeah, I think I learned about furries from Tosh.0. That's a show that I've really learned a lot on. Yeah, look at that. They're just cats.
It's an informative show.
Yeah, it is. I hope to be on Tosh.0 one day, or maybe get him here.
That would be fun to put him on the podcast.
I love Tosh.0, this show, and I went to see him live, and I was a little disappointed.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, his stand-up was okay. But I've seen his stand-up specials, and those were funny. So
yeah,
we'll get Kevin Hart's ass on here.
When they do stand-up too, they're like trying stuff too, so you don't know.
100%. And Sacramento is not like a big show, so he could have easily been trying shit.
Yeah,
he could have been like, that sucked, and then he could have
fixed it.
Rogan's special just came out on Netflix. I haven't seen it
but
yet.
I saw Jerry Seinfeld here, and he fucking crushed it.
Oh, well, Jerry.
You said you went to that show, right?
Yeah.
We must have been at the same show, but it was before we knew each other. I was probably in high school. It was like 08 maybe.
Yeah.
How cool was that? That was our first meeting,
great.
Smelly.
08.
Nice
Where
to
was
meet
I?
you.
I think I was probably a freshman in college. You're probably a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, freshman high school.
Starting your first
Little
bikini
Bucci.
competition.
All 4'5" of you.
I'm on a step stool.
What were you, a freshman in high school?
How tall? Oh, I'm probably the same height. I hit my growth spurt when I was in 5th grade. I was the tallest person in 5th grade.
Oh, and then everyone just kept fucking soaring past you.
Soaring past. Way past. I'm 5'3". I think that's like average for a girl.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Tell us about.
I guess it's fine.
That's fine. I'm short.
About growing up in Rhode Island, you got brothers, sisters.
I have a twin sister.
Oh my God.
We're fraternal twins. Yeah.
Twins.
Twins. Oh my God. She's been on my YouTube. You didn't watch that video.
I saw
I must have missed
she
that.
does pageants.
Yeah, she did Miss Rhode Island pageant, so that was fun to watch. And she won Miss Rhode Island Teen USA, and we got to like go to the Bahamas and watch all the pageant stuff.
Cool.
And yeah, it was fun. So she's actually a nurse. We both went to nursing school together, and she continued on the nursing path, and I continued on the fitness path.
Are you guys besties?
Yeah, we get along better when we're not together all the time. So when I do go home to visit or she comes to visit, we get along. But when we're like together all the time, we definitely fight, like bicker, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm her biggest fan, and she's my biggest fan.
That's cool.
Having your own identity when you're younger was probably difficult, right? Like,
Well, we actually, like, there's a really funny picture. I should bring it up. We never looked alike, and I was the big twin for quite some time. Like, she's 5 feet and, like, 90 pounds.
Right.
So she's really small. So we always definitely had our own identities, but my mom did dress us the same
Yeah, of course.
a lot. It was funny.
You're the same age. Do you have any other siblings?
No, just her.
Yeah.
And then parents, obviously, and we, like, I guess we always did the same things growing up, and we didn't, like, plan on going to nursing school together, but again, we were both just kind of into the same, like, science-y type thing. Like, we were good at that, and we both went into
who's
nursing.
smarter?
She would say that I am, but she passed her boards and I didn't, so.
Oh. So is she
Aw.
nursing right now?
Yeah, she's a nurse right
That's
now.
very cool.
She lives at home, and she's a nurse, and she has a boyfriend back home and stuff, and she likes it there. She
Yeah.
doesn't really like change. I like change. She doesn't really like
It's a little small town feel.
Very small,
I
very
bet.
small. So when I went back there after living in California, I just like definitely realized that I didn't want to be there because being here, people are way more ambitious, and they're like, there's always like in LA especially, people are there for a reason because they want to do something for themselves. And when you're in a small town, pretty much everyone's really just content with like where they are and what they're doing, which is fine. But that's when I got back, I was like, this is not where I can like
just not
foster
for
and
you.
grow.
Yeah.
Let me get up that picture. It's pretty funny though. There's a picture of me, her, and my dad, and it looks like her. Oh, this is funny. This is cute. It's not. This is not the picture I'm talking about, but we're dressed in the same
That's adorable.
little cute outfit there. But
You look like
that's when we were really little, though.
yeah, but you look like identical twins there.
Right. Oh, this is the picture. So it looks like my dad and I are like married, and she's our child.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty nuts. And you're the same age? How old?
And we're still the same age at that point.
I know,
don't know.
but how old were you?
How old do you think? She looks 6 and I look like
Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
13.
yeah. I was gonna say you guys look like you're.
We
10.
must have been like 10, but
Yeah.
she
Oh,
looks like
wow.
she's
Yeah, she's
5.
tiny. That's hella
It's
funny.
funny. Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
funny.
So I had a growth spurt, and she's always been like a little chick. She's tiny.
You could beat her up.
Yeah.
And then you started
Yeah.
lifting weights and really
Yeah,
beat her
it
up.
had to
Yeah.
happen a couple times.
Yeah. But I'm also like the protective sister as well.
Ah,
so.
there you go. So only you can beat her up.
Only me.
That's
if
fair.
anybody else goes near her, I will literally.
Only I can beat her ass.
Yeah.
How about your parents? Like supportive of you guys doing a lot of these different things and
Yeah, it's a little different for you to go kind of, lack of a better word, entrepreneurial world,
Right.
rather than her like school, real job.
Yeah, well, I mean, my path was going to be school, real job, and I didn't always just plan on going the entrepreneurial route. Like when I moved here last June, right after I graduated, I moved here. I still had very much planned on being a nurse. Like I studied all throughout the summer for the boards exam, and I worked at a surgical center in Manhattan Beach and worked like shadowing nurses, and they were going to hire me once I passed my boards, but California took like 4 months for me to get my papers back. You like study for the boards exam just so
Yeah.
you can safely practice and pass the exam. You pretty
Yeah, it's
much
not easy.
No, it's
My
not
best
easy.
friend just became a nurse last year. So.
Yeah, like studying for that's a full-time job for sure. And I was like slowly getting less and less interested in it as I was getting more and more into like doing the fitness thing. And by the time I took it, like my mind was just not there anymore. And I was slowly starting to be able to sustain myself doing like online coaching and all of that stuff. And there was definitely a certain point where I was just like, I can sustain myself if I keep doing this, especially if I minimize the time I'm doing everything else and dedicate more time to it. I saw that vision in my head and I was like, I'm sorry, like my heart is in doing this and I can't do the nursing thing anymore. But
Do you have a little more confidence because you are kind of young? Like, fuck it, if it goes wrong, maybe I can go back to this?
I mean, I guess so. Like I have a degree and that's like a nice thing to fall back on, but I don't envision myself needing to fall back on anything.
Yeah, you like what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'm like prepared to kind
Are
of grind
you,
it out.
Italian?
I am.
Bucci.
So
You didn't know how to say my last name earlier.
What'd you say?
I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
Bucci.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I have a homie
Anyway.
named
Yeah, I don't know.
Santucci.
It's
Santucci.
Bucci
Yeah.
like Gucci. It's
There
kinda,
you
like
go.
people usually kind of make that connection.
Gotcha.
Right.
Bunch of Italian people on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say is, Italian and on the East Coast, like a lot of times, families are very close knit.
Yeah.
Families are very tight. A lot of times families are pretty big. There's a lot of cousins and uncles and nephews and stuff like that.
Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tommy.
How'd your parents feel about you, moving to California?
Well, at first they definitely like weren't happy because my mom always kind of envisioned me as the one that was going to be staying home and making sure the family continues to get together because that's kind of her role. She's it's only me and my sister, but she's one of 6, and she's always the one that gets everybody together.
Right.
And once she saw what I was doing, and now she does all my bookkeeping and my taxes and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
and
cool.
Just
That's
like
great.
she's a guidance counselor in school, so she has time off in
No
the
way,
summer.
that's
and
awesome.
yeah, she's like super supportive of it and everything, especially now that she sees like where it's going and how happy that I am, and she's really supportive, and so is my dad. So at first she was not happy that I didn't want to retake the exam, and she's like, no, you have to finish what you started, and that was her idea, and I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I proved her wrong, and she's really supportive now. So is my dad. So
Yeah, a lot of times, with those Italian families, like it's just kind of part of tradition that everyone kind of stays around, and then you have your kids, and then the parents have the grandkids close by, and,
for
and
sure.
so on. And you just shattered their dreams and just moved on out to
Ruined it.
California.
I feel like the Midwest.
there's
and all,
still one home. She
Yeah.
can take
Yeah,
care of
there
it.
you go.
That's true. I feel like the Midwest and East Coast is all kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like everyone's fucking Catholic. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
especially, and then.
Oh my God, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, that's kind of like how my dad's family was. I think there were 6 of them in Cleveland, Ohio, and then my dad was the only one to leave, and he was like,
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Like the same kind of thing.
Sorry. You guys can come
There's
visit
a
me.
lot of great things about that, and there's a lot of negative things. Like everyone's like way too much into each other's shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's way too much into how this child's getting raised and the decision over this or decision over that, and it's like, oh my God, it gets to be
Yeah.
some family drama real quick.
Yeah, it's kind of nice being slightly separated.
Yeah, and when you're not there, you don't have to worry about it as much, right?
Very true.
What's that Mark Wahlberg movie, The Fighter?
Yeah.
Where this family
Yeah.
is just
Yeah,
like
sisters
in
are just there
everything
cocking
all
it
the
all.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
I
great
remember
movie.
That was a good movie.
Is that the one? Are you or are you not a knock?
No.
Oh no, wait, that's different.
But that is another great Boston
You're
accent
talking
movie.
about a boxing movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Plays the brother who's
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And like all the sisters are smoking.
You're
or something,
talking
right?
about
yeah.
what are you talking about? Smelly? That movie's fucking amazing. It's one of those very typical brunette white ladies. Is
It's with the heavy girl.
Sandra Bullock?
comedian. Yeah,
Oh.
and Sandra Bullock, and then the other girl.
the chubby white girl.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't
Chubby
know.
white girl.
What's that noise?
That
Is
sounded
your
like a
phone?
mouse. Is that your phone?
No,
Or
but
a
it
cat?
did sound like it was. It sounded like a cat. I don't have cat noises coming from my
Is there a
phone.
cat in here?
There must be.
I heard that 3 times.
That was weird.
What?
That wasn't
I
my
heard it a
phone.
little bit earlier, actually, too.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear that.
I heard it.
I've heard like 3 cats, and I was like, is that my stomach?
Is
like,
it
oh,
like a?
I wonder
like
if
a
somebody
fart
left
being
their
let out?
phone in here.
Oh, maybe. My phone does not make that noise.
My phone. My
No,
phone
it
doesn't
just
make.
be us. Let me look around. You guys continue.
Are you gonna look for the cat?
Why would there be?
Stray cat.
I heard it earlier, more like a squeak,
Really?
Oh,
like a little squeak. I kept hearing it a couple times, and I'm like, I'm not wearing headphones, so why would I hear any like weird?
I only heard it that one time.
Meg Squat's backpack is in here, but I'm like Mark, where each time,
Oh, maybe.
but each time it's been a different
oh,
noise.
different noise.
And if it was a cell, it would sound the same.
Unless they have a whole
What if
theme
the fucking
like
cat's in the wall? I'll save you, kitty.
that would be weird. That'd be a first.
That'll be a new kind of episode, huh?
That'd be
Start
definitely be a
knocking on the
first.
walls.
Yeah.
If we hear it again, that there's
Hey, I don't want to be
definitely
rude, but I
something.
thought it was coming from your pants.
It did sound like a small fart being let out, you know, like one of those, like, yeah. That's what I thought it was, but no. It sounds
When-
like
when
that.
on
How
the-
would you know about any of this? Girls don't fart, right?
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yeah, see, there you go.
Uh-huh.
What's that word?
What? Speaking of farts, any good poop stories for us?
Yeah,
that's
I was
part of
trying
the
to think
podcast.
of one before I got here, and I really can't.
What about nursing school?
Oh!
I bet you this. So when my friend, my best,
Okay, there we go.
yeah, when my best friend,
I'll
I don't
start.
know what it's called, but he did the same kind of thing where he's going to school and like kind of interning, and then he became a nurse.
Clinicals.
It is
Yeah,
best.
clinicals.
Your
He had-
first time on the show, it's best to blame the poop story on somebody
Yeah.
else.
So
anyway.
my twin,
next time you
Poor
come
woman
back,
that's
my
gonna be
you
a
have
part
twin
of my story.
sister, yeah, he had so many stories and he was so excited about all of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
lots of
not
good
excited
stuff.
about poop.
So my first clinical rotation, which is essentially where the students go into the hospital and work for like a period of 8 hours or whatever. They put all of the nursing students in the old people home, retirement home.
You're just wiping butts all day.
Pretty much, and that's how they weed us out, man. So the first,
That's how they weed you out.
yeah, well, I
Yeah,
mean, if
if
you
you
can't
can't
like
do
sit
that.
and wipe butts and change beds and change diapers, then you can't be a nurse. Essentially, you have to do the dirty
yeah.
work first. So this one poor woman, she was she had dementia and she was contracted, which means that she pretty much just can't move parts of her body, and her hands were like this, and so was her
gotcha.
colon. So
Oh.
if you could imagine when you're trying to take a shit, you like push. So she didn't have that ability. So the students had to go in there and take it out.
Oh,
You go
she
like-
had an impaction.
Yes.
Yes.
So you go like digging
Yeah.
for brown gold
with
yeah.
a tool or
With
finger
with a glove.
The
and a
glove.
finger, and you
Yeah.
did that? Those hands? Remind me never to shake your hand or high five you.
You
ever go.
literally cannot gross me out at all.
Really?
I've seen so many gross things. There's a couple.
Can't
There
they-
was.
Can't they
No,
just
go
use like
ahead.
an enema for that or something? Like
Or
that's
like a
tool, right?
vacuum?
To a point, there's certainly tools that you can use, and you can constipation.
But they
meds
want you
and
to get in
stuff.
there and get it.
But
get
if it's like been sitting up there, there's
I got you.
yeah.
I don't think I could do that or have that done to me.
It's pretty sad, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
And, yeah, people in hospitals are crazy, man. There's one guy. He was one of my patients, and he was in the hospital for like some heart condition, and he was on like 10 different medications, and he would not take a sip of water, and he also was like too large for to put lotion on himself, so I put lotion on him.
Jabba.
Something like that. So we talked about this in the beginning. What do you do when a guest has to go pee?
Oh, you gotta
I gotta
pee?
go.
Just run.
Okay.
Run
Just go.
for it.
I'll be
We'll
right
continue
back.
without you.
We'll vamp.
Yeah, you can take over.
Uh oh, we got a guest. We got a guest.
Get
pop
over
in.
here, Meg
Yeah, you
Squats.
can pop in. Who cares?
So this
You're-
is not a repeat, but Meg Squats maxed out on the deadlift again.
Yeah.
So there's the Bulgarian system where typically people work
Max
up
out
to
every day.
Yeah, they typically work to like a daily minimum or maximum on their squat You've done 3 max effort squats and 3 PRs in 7 days.
Yeah.
So then are you going to move here? Because
gonna
that
say, are you
obviously has to
moving?
do with us.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you going to fire your coach and hire me or what?
400-pound deadlift.
Yeah, you did help me choose
Sister.
attempts. Usually I would take a smaller jump.
And
but-
then what? You would have missed.
and then
you
I would
would've
have
been
missed
too tired.
because I would have been too fatigued.
It would have been Meg tired.
Hey, I'm glad I did what I did. I was a little nervous
The other
because
qu-
usually I don't take. It was like 375 and
It
then
took 30-pound
400.
jumps.
Yeah. Hey, I did it. Thank you.
And then also you're from originally Ohio and then
Yeah.
DC and then New York.
Mhm.
You went to In-N-Out.
I went in and out.
How was it? What'd you get?
That was my second time being there. I didn't even get a double because I'm not too hungry. But I got.
And we're going to have a huge
cheeseburger.
dinner, hopefully.
Yeah. So I'm sushi, right?
Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see what Smelly wants.
Well, I hope so.
Oh, you're
Okay.
fired. How was your In-N-Out? 1 to 10.
Definitely 9.
You
Oh,
have
nice.
It was
some-
great. It was
Oh.
great.
You have some explaining to do because we heard a cat's meow come from your bag. So I don't know.
Really?
We can explain.
We
later.
did hear cat meows like 3 times.
Like that.
Kind of.
Nice.
Were you
Was that
fucking
you?
with us?
you here the whole time?
Kind of did sound like that.
Oh.
Oh,
Here,
fix
you
the
go,
hair.
you go. Enjoy. Bye.
Thanks for taking my place for a sec.
We just asked her about her In-N-Out experience. What about food? Rhode Island have any good food?
Yeah, Rhode Island's well known for their seafood,
Oh, that makes sense.
like clam cake and chowder.
Yeah. Chowder.
Chowder.
Chowder and lager.
Isn't Brandon Campbell in Rhode Island?
Everybody is. Do you know Brandon
Right.
Campbell?
I don't.
Did you or no?
Greg
Never.
Panora?
Nope.
But you know who he is.
I think yeah,
Yeah.
Penora's in.
Nick Wright.
Greg Panora.
Yeah, Nick Wright. All these
Greg
YouTubers
Panora.
are from
Apparently, I
Panora.
had no
Panora's
idea.
coming out here, right?
Yeah.
He's doing the meet.
Yeah, he's
There's a
doing
very
records.
strong, popular powerlifter that's from.
Where does he train in Rhode Island?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 2,100-pound raw total.
Yeah.
He held multiple world records, multi-ply gear.
And then now he's
Badass.
Yeah, now
There's
he's about
actually
to.
a few decent powerlifting gyms in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He trains at a CrossFit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All by himself, huh?
He doesn't care.
Kind of.
He
Yeah.
doesn't care.
I think usually with his girlfriend, it looks like
Yeah.
most of the videos. And she
But not
seems
like
like
a
she's
team.
pretty strong too.
Cool.
Yeah, he's very strong. I wonder where he's actually from. How many like actual even cities are there in Rhode Island?
It's pretty
50?
small. It's
Or
pretty
like towns?
Cities / towns. They're all
'Cause,
really
like,
small.
even
They're
in,
all
like-
really close to each other.
even in
15 minutes is like a decent.
Even in California,
Right.
I consider there'd be like 6 cities.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like there's
Oh,
Sacramento,
okay.
there's San Francisco, there's San Diego, there's LA obviously, but then there's kind of like Fresno and Bakersfield, and then there's like a bunch of shit in between.
okay.
They're
so
like
I guess
so
like,
small.
yeah.
Like 1, 2.
Yeah, one large
The
city,
box.
Providence, I guess.
And then the rest are like little suburbs or towns.
Is this like
This is Greg Panora.
So he trains at the box.
Heard of the box?
CrossFit?
Maybe.
No.
Oh, maybe he's in New Hampshire.
Oh, that's possible.
I
That
might
is a
be-
very different state.
I might be way off.
Close. No
Now
cigar.
that I think about it, he's in New Hampshire.
Close. No
Gotcha.
cigar.
Bad.
What are the goals with some of this lifting stuff, and what are the goals next with YouTube and everything else? What you got coming up?
So with YouTube, essentially, like the goal is just to, I love doing what I'm doing, and the goal is essentially just to keep growing and to reach more people, inspire more people, show people what I'm doing. My main goal is, especially for females, to show them that you can lift heavy and still look the way you want to.
Yep.
There's not like a whole lot of female powerlifters that people, I guess, like look after for aesthetic purposes.
It's
'cause I think
slowly
both-
becoming popular, but yeah, stereotypically no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's cool to be able to show people like, oh, wow, like you lift heavy and you still
Yeah.
look whatever particular way. And because I do bikini competitions as well, there's not really much, there's crossover in that
Yeah.
aspect. And it's cool to show females that they can still be strong and be happy with their body at every stage and all of that. And that's really cool. And bodybuilding.com is really big on that as well. Candace, that's like one of her main things. And I think that's awesome. And things coming up. I actually am starting my own podcast, so this has been
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's one of those things that
Are we
I
gonna
haven't.
be your first guests or what?
I mean, you gotta earn your spot.
Oh, dang!
No, I'd love to get you guys on. It's not up and running yet. It should be soon. It's one of those things that I haven't announced to YouTube yet.
Very
I don't know
cool.
when this podcast will come out.
But
Maybe
now
it'll
it's
be out by
announced.
then. Yeah, so I'm excited. But the premise is essentially going to be like interview based. But I want to explain to people and show people who inspire me and who have really great success stories. But
That's
also
awesome.
explain and show people that it's not just a straight path to success and
Right.
reasons why. So I think I'm
That's
excited
very
for
cool.
that. Yeah, I'm excited because YouTube is you have to be really creative and like constantly put content out like very consistently. And with podcasts, I can take it a little bit slower and do the talking thing, because with YouTube, people don't sit and listen. Like podcasts, it's really cool that people just sit down and listen.
And the crowds are a little different.
The crowds are different. The audience is different.
It's a little bit older in a podcast. It's a little bit maybe people, like you said, want to listen, where YouTube, they want to be entertained. And it's like a little bit ADD culture, which is good and bad. It's just different.
Yeah, it's just different. I'm excited to like have different platforms.
Yeah, that's cool. It's smart. We always talk about it, like Mark and I are trying to be everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
All
You're
of
on
the places.
Snapchat, your Instagrams, your YouTube.
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Next is podcast. So
that's awesome.
Excited about that.
Do you have a clear plan for it, like how many you want to do per week and things like that, or are you just kind of just throwing the idea out there for now?
It's somewhat planned, I suppose. I don't have an idea of how many I want to do per week, but I mean, I want to start with maybe doing like one a week.
Yeah.
As many interviews as I can get, but I want to like meet people in person and stuff, and not just do things over the phone.
We started over the phone, and we highly suggest in person.
Yeah. I've heard that as well, and it just makes people more comfortable, right?
Video and audio.
Video and
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
The thing about doing them over the phone is that it's the more people you put on one side of the phone, the harder it is to do them in a coherent way. Yeah. So one-on-one on the phone isn't the worst thing. 3-on-1 on the phone, it wasn't the worst thing either, because it really gave us a good base to go from, but it isn't ideal because of the timing.
Yeah, the delay, even joking. You know, we're obviously idiots, and you can't always hear that over the phone. Where in person, you know everything we're saying.
Yeah.
That for sure. Yeah, I want it to be like good quality too. I don't want
in
to just
person's
throw
awesome.
something out there and have it be crap.
Good excuse to travel for you too.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite. I've been to so many different cities this year traveling, and it's really, really cool.
I'd say that's one of the coolest things about everything we do.
I'm starting to recognize all the airports.
Yeah.
Like, I've been here before, for sure.
One thing that people come to me now and ask me about podcasts a lot because of this one.
Yeah.
One thing that I would think about if I were you is think about doing seasons so that you get breaks.
Yeah.
So do 8 or 10 episodes in a row. Have a particular theme that you're talking to your
maybe
your people
bodybuilders,
and then give yourself a break of a month or 2 months, and then come back with whatever the next thing is.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because that way you're not. Trust me, this is a thing where you're locked in.
Yeah.
If you say once a week, it's once a week.
Same with YouTube. If you announce that you're doing something every day, then people are like, "Where the fuck is your video? Why didn't you put it out?"
Exactly.
Yeah. Mike can attest.
Yeah, very true. YouTubers are nuts.
Yeah, good advice.
What do you think about some of that? You know, like some people post a video every day. There's fucking PewDiePie who's literally taken over the world. And he's like,
his app is like number 2 on Google Play.
We got to talk about. Well, let's talk about that in a second. Remind me, because that's an amazing app.
Oh, did you get it?
My son has it, and I played it, and it's fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
But PewDiePie, what does he have? Like, I don't know, 48 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the next closest person's not even halfway anywhere near.
People now
Really?
are half.
Yeah,
now they're half.
they're starting to
get there. Like Smosh, and some people have like 25 million.
Starting to kind of close the gap. But
That's insane.
Anyway, he put up 5 videos a day. I don't know if he still does that, but he did for a while.
Yeah.
And it's pretty popular to put up a lot of videos.
Even Barquan, Just Getting News, puts out 3 videos a day on that channel.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Barber Brigade puts out
1 a day.
11 videos total per day if you add up all their media, like between Geo and everything else they have going on. It's something like 10 every single day.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are some of your
people.
thoughts on that? And how many videos do you try to produce a week?
Well, since I am only me, I sort of, during my last prep, I actually like minimized my responsibilities a little bit and just focus on YouTube, because I knew that, this might be like slightly a placebo effect kind of thing, but like I was tired. So my energy was going to my training, my cardio, my eating, and then just like editing YouTube videos. So I was putting out like 5 a week during my prep, and that was actually really helpful in growing my channel. And I think it's good to do that when you're still growing and you're not like super established yet, just to kind of like keep people interested. But then again, if you say that you're doing that and and then you don't do it, take a little step back, which I did a little bit after prep ended, people are also concerned with wondering where your videos are. And I think people need to know like when the videos are coming out in order to keep coming back to the channel.
Right. It seems to be interesting. Like sometimes you make what you feel like is a good video, and you're like, "This is good." Like there's a lot of great information in here. Like, we all understand at this table that a dynamic video is a dynamic video, and if you get a chance to like work out with The Rock, then it's going to be fucking huge, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But at the
Or
same
with
time,
like Mark Bell or
there you go.
Super excited for this video today.
Hey, there we go. But at the same time, when you make a great one, a lot of times you put it out there and it's like doesn't get the views.
Yeah.
And you're like, you kind of like almost a little baffled on why it misses the mark.
And
Have you
some
noticed
videos that aren't super great, like randomly get a ton of views and stuff?
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
Have you noticed any like trends in particular with stuff that you put out, or is it just sort of just
honestly
happens? Like thumbnails and the tags
Yeah.
and the fucking title and all that stuff. Is
a
big factor.
The tags, the thumbnail, and the title definitely make a difference. I've noticed. As sad as it is, people hate seeing the clickbait type things,
Yeah.
but like even sometimes I put out a video called "I Fell in Love" because I was talking about how I fell in love with powerlifting, and it was like a picture of me squatting on the thumbnail, and I got like one of the most
Yeah.
views
Because
that
I
I've
expected your boyfriend to pop up.
had. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, wherever he is. I'm just kidding. But yeah, those definitely make a difference. I've noticed. I mean, I'm still new to YouTube. I'm a rookie. I'm still learning. I'm taking things from other people that I've seen be successful. So that's like what I've noticed in my videos. I try to like definitely look at stealing. That's what everything is, right? It's like copying and making it your own.
Sharing, stealing, same thing.
100%.
Similar.
100%. When do you think you're going to compete in powerlifting? Did you say maybe sometime in the summer?
Yeah, maybe sometime in January.
Oh, in
There's
January.
a
Okay.
meet, you said?
Yeah,
in
we'll find you
January?
meets.
Yeah.
I think Chad's running a USAPL meet sometime around there.
What do we
Yeah.
got to do? We
I
got to
haven't
put on
committed
like
yet.
what, 15 pounds of bloat on her or what?
Yeah. You need to. I'll coach your diet for the powerlifting portion. How's that sound?
Eat.
What do you do
We'll
with,
just do a pizza a day.
You
Not
said
a big deal.
You said you wrote an ebook on macros and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do personally with your diet?
So currently I'm tracking my macros for the most part, but when I'm traveling, I'm kind of just like eating as I go. Like this weekend, I'm not really tracking anything just because like it's a fun weekend. I'm with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It would be more of like a pain to track things, but when
Just
I'm
letting yourself go.
yeah, totally just letting myself go. I like to kind of keep it together in terms of like aesthetic wise, just because I like looking a certain way, but I know in order to be healthy, I can't be stage lean as well. So that's like something that I'm really focusing on. Like
You try to not get too far away from.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Like there's no real purpose to that. I don't think putting on like too much fat isn't really necessary for anything. Putting on quality muscle tissue is important.
Do you weigh yourself here and there just to kind of get an idea of like sort of where you're at, so you don't get too
Yeah.
far away from the stage weight that you
I
typically
guess
are?
to kind of like keep myself accountable.
Right.
At a certain point in your off season, like your weight doesn't really matter.
Right.
What you look like, and same thing with stage. Like when
You
I'm
also learn
prepping-
your weight by like what you're eating too. Like if you're counting the calories, then you can probably Mike probably knows
Yeah.
what he weighs in the morning if even doesn't weigh right.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much
Yeah.
like
You just find trends in it.
start to kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
might be a pound or two off or
Yeah,
something, but
like
you'll
the
be
scale
close.
isn't super important. I think for fat loss, like checking the trends every once in a while is important and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, especially if you're prepping for a show. But people get really caught up in the scales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
that's
like
bad.
really not necessary. Yeah, so I weigh myself now that I'm not in prep. I weigh myself every like 2 or 3 weeks, I guess.
What do you
I
do
don't
with
focus
people that are kind of like food addicted? Like if you have somebody that comes to you, they're heavy, they want to drop some weight, and you kind of realize like, I got to kind of like really kind of teach this person about food and to kind of separate themselves from, eating in front of the TV and just a lot of these bad habits that we develop.
Right.
Do you have some tricks and tips that some people can do to
Yeah, I
help with
guess
that?
Similar to like powerlifting cues, there's kind of like food cues that you can tell
you
people.
go.
Like there's things that I say like don't give
Knees out, chest up,
out,
chest up.
don't
sitting
give
on the couch
food
like, what the
attention.
fuck?
Like don't give food too much attention, because then they kind of think like, wow, I guess I do just like focus on food way too much and not giving it all of your attention
Right.
and focusing on like the people that you're around as opposed to like what's directly in front of you that you're eating, and
Mm-hmm.
doing things like volume eating, so eating something that's filling to your stomach as
Yeah.
opposed to something really dense
Fruits
and
and
small,
veggies.
fruits and veggies, things like that, but making it them more kind of specific so they have something to follow instead of like a basic eat more fruit and veggies. Like add a vegetable to 2 meals a day. That's more realistic
Yeah.
for somebody than just like eat more fruits and vegetables.
I think that's a
'cause
great
really
cue for
broad.
everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know a lot of people just say eat a salad every day.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
then
like-
some people are like, that's the only way I'm gonna get loose.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
It has to be realistic and like tangible.
I do something similar depending on stages people get in. It's like 1 to 2 cups of veggies a day.
Yeah,
Or
like
1 to 2
protein
servings.
every meal.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Like, no, you can lose weight and make gains without protein every meal and this amount of veggies every day.
Right.
But will this be more likely for you to stay on path longer? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like even like hitting a protein goal and like keeping calories at a certain range or something like that. Like not everybody's going to track every single thing that they eat and weigh every piece of food out that they eat. Not everyone's going to do that, and that's like not realistic. But making it realistic for them and like seeing what they're
eat 28 to 3,200 calories a day.
Yeah.
Rather than you have to eat 200 grams of protein and 200 grams of carbs.
I agree.
Unless you're going to stage, I guess.
I still hear that
story.
cat.
Did you
Really?
actually?
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe because we have headphones.
It's making me nervous.
Me too. I think it's in the wall.
Kind of
We
weird.
did have the gate and shit open all the time. Maybe someone crept
You
in
really
here.
think there's a cat in here?
I heard a cat, and I think of
And
all
if
three
it's
of us.
meowing, it's distressed.
If that's Meg, I'm gonna kill somebody.
That's totally Meg. But it wasn't Meg before.
I'm gonna punch the first cat I see.
You're gonna punch the Meg, punch the Meg squats in that.
Yeah, definitely before though, and no one was here. Everybody else left. There's a fucking cat in this building. If I just heard it, I'd be like, all right, I'm going insane. But three of us heard it.
We did.
It's interrupting this podcast.
So rude. That pussy's trying to get on the podcast.
Yeah. Damn it. It's always distracting.
Pussy, no matter
No
what
matter
form.
what.
The cat that's in here is always distracting.
Well,
the
just-
ghost animal.
The furry.
It's somewhere. I think it might be in this desk.
I feel like it's in that wall. I feel like it's
I
kind of
heard this too.
Really?
Near the monster fridge.
It's going to pop out of the bodyblade.com sign.
Anything's possible at this place.
All right, what's next? What do you got going on next? Where are you traveling to
Powerlifting in
next?
January. Oh yeah, you're traveling a bunch.
Yeah, so I go home tomorrow and then I go directly to New York on Tuesday, which I'm excited about.
What do you mean by go home?
Los Angeles
Oh, okay.
for half a day.
There you
So
go.
going to New York, and then after that, I'm going to.
You going to New York with the bodyblade.com people?
No, I'm going.
Because they're
with-
going too.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, we actually might meet up.
Cool.
But I'm not going with them for any reason. I'm going to New York to explore with friends, and there's also an event called the YouTubers Retreat, which is like kind of
Cool.
like a party for YouTubers and their subscribers. And it's a
Cool.
Halloween party. Gonna have a costume and stuff.
What are you gonna be?
Not a fat skeleton.
Aww.
You should be.
I should be.
You would need a lot of pillows and stuff to like stuff in
That'd
your
be
suit.
funny.
Just a couple donuts.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
No, I have a costume. It's technically what's the small monster from Monsters Inc. Mike?
Oh yeah.
It's technically that, but it's like a sexy version of it. But it's not that slutty.
I was just gonna say a slutty.
Yeah.
It's always that
It's
way.
like it's like a good combo between like slutty but not too slutty,
Is it
and
funny?
funny but not that funny. It has like eyeballs on it, and it's furry. It has a furry hood and furry boots.
You go to the furry
And
convention
yeah.
after.
Yeah, I could go there. And be a monster. So it's like a monster anyway.
That's a good movie though, Monster Inc.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the voice of that? It's somebody super famous.
It's Billy Crystal.
Mike.
Billy
Mike
Crystal
is
and
Billy Crystal.
And
Another super
the
famous
big
voice.
fat guy.
Gad.
I don't know. That's such a good movie.
It's Josh Gad.
Oh, I don't know.
I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was more famous than that because I don't know that name.
I don't know that name.
God damn it! What's that guy's name?
Gonna
It's not Goodman.
Google
Yeah.
Is it Goodman?
He's one of the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he pass away?
Sully?
No.
No.
Oh, really?
Who's
John
somebody
Goodman?
that's like him that passed away?
No. Yeah. He's Sully, I think.
Yeah.
Sully. That's a fucking great movie.
It's a good movie. Monsters.
I haven't seen the second one.
John Goodman. Yep.
John Goodman. Dude, why am I so bad with names?
I'm pretty bad with names and
Billy
movies and
Crystal,
actors
John
and all
Goodman.
that.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I'm not so
James
good either.
Coburn.
How mad do people get when they're listening to the show and we're always wrong about
I know.
stuff?
I fucked up a rap song and we didn't even talk about it that long. When I was like, oh yeah, that's by blah blah blah, and fucking like 10 people tweeted me like,
No,
that
it's
rap
not.
song's disappointed in you, Silent Mike. It's like I'm disappointed
How do
in
you
myself.
not know the answer?
Disappointed. In
I never know
myself.
the answer to the trivia questions and stuff.
What else are you into? TV? Books?
I like to read. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
books. I guess. I like to be outside. I like biking. I live in Venice. Biking is cool. I actually got my bike stolen recently. That was
Bastard.
fun.
That happens a
So
lot.
now
yeah.
I am. Yes, it does. Surprisingly, I'm now in the market for a new bike.
Oh.
So that's
Any
exciting.
bike sponsors out there?
Just hook me up. I'll post you on my Instagram.
The bike
Put
shout
you on
out.
the YouTube. No,
Yeah.
there's plenty of bike shops on my street. I just have to like go get one. But I'm gonna be traveling a little bit, so I
Weather's
figured
always
I'd
nice
wait.
there.
Watch out for
pretty
my
much
brother.
perfect.
He
Yeah?
stole the bike.
No, just watch
must
out
have
for
stole
him.
the
Watch out, watch out in general.
Just period, you know.
Talks a lot.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
keep an
trap
eye
you.
out.
He's gonna corner you. He's gonna be very sweaty. Yeah.
Seems safe.
He's gonna
Sounds like Venice.
corner you in the gym. He's gonna be soaked in sweat.
Hasn't
Right, Mike?
happened to me before.
This is very possible.
Yeah.
That does
just-
not sound off topic.
talk
for
circles
Gold's
around
Venice.
They're like, you gotta meet my girlfriend. I know, you already know Lauren. I think.
Yeah.
Have you heard of my brother? His name's Mark Smelling Bell. He owns a gym called Super Training.
Like, yeah, I went up there. It sucked.
It wasn't fun at
Your
all.
brother sucks. He's a fat skeleton.
This podcast sucks.
He has
Piece
a
of shit.
He has a cat in his small.
Trying to concentrate, and this thing's
It's
meowing
intense.
everywhere.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to get off here and find this damn cat.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Amanda Bucci Fit. You can find me on Instagram, Amanda Bucci Fit. Just put fit after my name. It's pretty creative. And Snapchat, Amanda Bucci. Twitter, Amanda Bucci Fit. That's pretty much it. There it is again. I swear to God.
Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
There
heard
was like
that.
2 or
I
3.
think
But
that
now
was
I
Meg,
feel
though.
like it's Meg because
No,
she's
that
here.
was not Meg.
It's like right here.
It's literally a cat.
the wall.
Did you hear it, Meg?
That bitch is in the wall.
I heard it too this time.
Was it under this thing?
It can't
If it
be.
jumps out at me, I'm gonna be so scared.
No, whatever it is, sounds like it's like feeble.
What
What about?
That?
I think cats could get trapped.
You hear it?
Are you fucking with us? No, I heard that.
What about we'll look for it in a second. What about your you have a website also, right?
Yeah, I am like redoing my website, so it's not fully ready yet. But my website currently is amandabuccifit.com.
How long will it take you to fix it? Because this probably won't go up for a month.
Oh, so it might be ready by then.
Yeah.
You tell me. I can put it up whenever.
Okay, I'll let you know.
You tell me.
It might be like in like,
So the
late
new
November,
website
December, yeah.
should just be amandabucci.com instead of Amanda Bucci.
Okay.
and then what do you got on there?
It'll house the podcast. It'll house my YouTube stuff. It'll
Cool.
house vlog
Cool.
stuff, information about me and about me section, pictures maybe, some stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, all the basics. We should go
Awesome.
find that cat now.
Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle, and may all your shits be tapered. I'm at Mark Smillybell on Instagram and Twitter. Later.
Big thanks to all our sponsors, 8Man Strong at 8manstrong.com, bodybuilding.com for all your supplement needs. Increase your bench press at howmuchyourbench.net. Power, the only strength magazine available in digital and print at thepowermagazine.com. I am Silent Mike, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Serious, where is that cat?
Jim, I'm the Jim McD. Everywhere that I want you to find me on the social medias. Follow the show on Instagram. We are at Mark Bell's PowerCast.